Hi.
How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so excited, and thank you for being the first conversation that I'm having with the Sati community about what it takes to really live the success that we have in our vision and in our heart. And I think you are such an amazing example of that because things are changing in your life right now. And I think that what is really inspiring is that when we see how people evolve from really not having what they want, but putting their stake in the ground and then sharing their stories. One, because the more we share it, the more we inspire people to have faith and believe. And the more we get to really affirm for ourselves and acknowledge the work that we've been doing. And I think that's a really, really big part of the process of continually progressing in our lives. So you have a great show that's launching and coming out. But before we actually really talk about the show, I want you to talk about that time frame that was right before you actually, when you really decided, okay, here's what I want to do, and that process for you.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. And I'm so excited to be talking to your community of incredible Satu warriors. So awesome. And in terms of my journey, I mean, it was really very up and down for a very long time. For years and years and years, I was wondering what the heck I wanted to do. And then through, internal work and through meditation and prayer and life coaching and all that good stuff that I'm sure you always talk about, all those things, I really just decided and really heard a voice within me that was very clear that I wanted to have my own talk show. And that was the way that I wanted to share my message of healing and beauty and all of that to the world. And honestly, Patricia, nothing in my life showed me or anyone around me that I was qualified to have a talk show. Nothing. I mean, nothing. I had always had like a performance bone in me. You know what I mean? I'd always liked performing. I'd sang when I was younger. And I had done some acting, but I wasn't very good at it. I'm not going to lie. I was not very good at it. So the fact that I wanted to be a talk show host, and at the time I've had psoriasis, and I also had really bad psoriasis at the time. So people would look at me when I'd say that and be like, what are you talking about? This is like not even close to being possible. And I didn't care. So the biggest difference between this dream and so many of the other dreams that I've had, I told you recently, I used to call myself the girl who cried entrepreneur because I used to have so many dreams. I bought so many business cards. I did so many things, bought so many domain names. I did all that. And the reason why this was different was because I put action, real action behind the dream. And I even actually I told myself I wasn't allowed to spend even one penny on my dream of being a talk show host for a year. And I was like, if you can work towards this goal for free and really hustle and really put in and just make sure you get everything done you need to get done and work hard for a year and you still want to do it, then you can invest in it. Then invest till the cows come home. So I basically, did that, and I researched a lot, and what I kind of figured out was that the way I wanted to start this conversation and get the conversation going of getting my own talk show was to create a website. So I created yourbellalife.com, and I really designed my website as I would want a talk show with guests and video, so you could see me on screen, and different content, so you could see what kind of subjects we would talk about, and all that kind of stuff. So that was kind of my journey.
Yeah, that is really amazing because it's such a good thing for people to really remember. There's one thing to have the dream, right? Anybody can dream. But what really takes us from that place of being a dreamer to actually living it is being in the present who we need to be in order for that future reality to pull us forward. And I love that you were talking about actually when you designed your website, designing it as you would a talk show. Because I think that so many times we think, okay, since we don't have that opportunity yet, we're going to wait till we have that opportunity, till we get the book deal, till we get the TV show, till we get that, to actually do the work. But I actually had a very similar situation when I wanted to write my book, and I had been turned down and turned down. I think I had like 20 people refuse my idea for a book. And I just said, okay, I'm going to put that down for a while. I'm not going to shop the book yet. I'm actually going to start writing. And I started just because I didn't see myself as a writer. I used every opportunity to blog, to post, and start like designing what does it really look like? What does it really feel like to see myself as a writer and to hold that within me. And then the amazing thing happened, which was actually somebody came to me, took me to Simon and Schuster, and literally the next day, without a book proposal, the book deal was there. And so, yeah, and so it's just the evidence. And I think I just want to highlight really the power of that point, which is just be who you say you want to be in everything that you do, even when you don't have the deal yet. So tell the next part of the story. Which is very exciting.
So the next part of the story was I created Bella Life, and I, have had that for about over 3 years now. And in last year, in the fall, I actually got a contract to have my own talk show. It's called Naturally Beautiful. You were a guest on it, so they can all see you on it when it's airing. And it's actually starting to air on September 24th. So I'm so excited, and it's going to be in 17 million homes, and it's
gosh.
It's like insane. It's insane. So it was just.
But wait, let me ask you back. Let me back up a little bit.
Yes.
So you create the website. You start designing the website from the mindset of when I have my talk show. These are the topics. This is how I look on video, and you're really getting yourself to believe that you had the ability to actually do a talk show. Okay, so then what happened? Did somebody come to you? Did you propose to somebody, to Varia, or?
Yeah, no, I didn't ask them, actually. I have an agent, and I had always had a hosting agent because that's what I want to do. And so I had an agent who had told them about me like probably about 6 to 8 months before the show actually even happened, but they just weren't ready to, move forward with any new projects or anything. So that didn't really do anything. And then all of a sudden on Facebook, like last October, someone was mentioning that they were looking for a South Asian woman in her early 30s who embraces a holistic lifestyle and has a positive attitude on life. And I was like, you're looking for me. So I was like, okay. So then this woman who I worked with in another television company was like, oh, you should check out Nitika Chopra. And before I knew it, within 2 days, I was talking to the senior vice president of programming, and he was like, I can't believe we haven't heard of you or we haven't found you sooner. So, yeah. But it really is, the most important point of all of this really is what you were saying. And I really believed with every fiber of my being, it didn't matter how crazy people thought that I was a talk show host for the last 4 years. Like every single thing that I did. And that was the biggest difference. I think with manifestation and even all the affirmations that we talk about, it's not just about saying the words. That's all that, intenSati is all about bringing that energy forward and everything while you're saying those positive affirmations. So that's really what the difference is. Manifesting is great, but if you're sitting on your couch manifesting that you were 10 pounds lighter and you're eating Ben and Jerry's and saying it over and over again, it's not going to work.
No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Yeah. It's really about what we were just talking about, actually being that talk show host, actually being the author now. And that's really the creative process. And that's what really, when we do the affirmations, we're awakening that new level of awareness and perception of ourselves. But there's so many layers of it. And I love your story. I think it's such a powerful story of how things, when you were saying earlier, we don't see evidence of it. We don't see evidence of it yet. But in our mind, and we have created the consciousness that actually has us be able to accept that new state of being. And that's what you've proved so well. I'm so proud of you and so excited for you. Let's tell people about when they can see the show and where they can see the show.
Yeah. So, well, first of all, if you go to yourbellalife.com in the Nitika Now or Nitikas Journey section, you'll see all of my content and information about the show. So that's super easy if people want to do that. Second of all, if you go to varialivinggo.com, you can actually sign up and stream the show monthly if you don't have it on your network, or just ask for Varia on your network.
How do you spell Varia?
It's Veria.
That's good.
So, and again, I can give you links to share as well and stuff so people don't have to search too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's launching on September 24th. And for those of you who are in New York City, we're having an awesome premiere party where all of our gorgeous guests from
I'll
the show
be there.
Yep. going to be there. And so, yeah, so 9 on the 24th of September as well, and the show airs at 7 p.m. every Tuesday.
That's so exciting. I'm so happy for you. And thank you for inspiring us to just live it before we actually even see evidence of it.
Thank you so much for doing the same, honestly. Do the same thing. Thank you. I really, really love and adore you, and I'm so grateful I got to talk to you today.
Thank you. Love you.
Bye.